Welcome to this presentation titled, Why and How of Customizing Open Source LMS. The profile of a learning management system has changed dramatically from its first inception. Though it started as simple software to coordinate instructor-led training, it is now transformed into software as a service, performing a wide variety of functions such as launching and tracking e-learning courses, social, mobile, and Web 3.0 technologies. In this presentation, we will confine our discussion to open source LMS. Let's begin by talking a bit about what open source LMS is and how it can be used in organizations. Open source LMS refers to a learning management system whose source code is freely available for use and/or modification from its original design. Why should organizations consider open source LMS? Let's look at some of its benefits. The initial licensing cost, which exists in the case of proprietary LMSs, is not there in the case of open source. Even though the development and maintenance costs exist, they are comparatively lower. As there are no per-user costs involved, you are more at liberty to expand your training programs to a larger audience. Open source LMS is usually built by a community of practitioners. Therefore, knowledge sharing and troubleshooting is possible through online forums and discussion groups that cater specifically to users. Thus, it is easier to fix problems and do basic troubleshooting with minimal programming knowledge. As a partner to the open source development process, you benefit from the contributions made by fellow developers. Any bug fixes or customizations made by fellow users can be shared for the benefit of the other users. Whereas this transparency is not possible when using proprietary software, users might have to incur extra costs for upgrades or for higher versions. The product is developed through the collaborative effort of the end users. This means that the functionalities are usually developed based on the discussions and recommendations between the users. Hence, it is more user-friendly in nature. It is easier to develop add-ons and integrate other open-source plugins without affecting core system files. A license for a proprietary LMS ties you down to a single vendor for support, service, and maintenance. They may escalate their prices for support and services in the future, for which you may have no control. In case of open source, you could choose to handle maintenance in-house, or choose any of the external providers who understand your training requirements. Let's look at the options that you have when choosing an open source LMS. You can either install the LMS as its own on the server without customization. This requires very minimal setup cost. Learn administration from the available user manual and manage all the training. Utilize all the available features in the LMS. The other option is to select a vendor to install and customize the LMS according to your requirements, whether in administration, training, and/or maintenance support. Let's look in more detail as to why you should go for LMS customization. An open source LMS has its default theme and features. These features may not be suitable to the training needs of the organization. Customization requires only a one-time setup cost, which is very economical when compared to commercial LMSs. Training programs cannot be rolled out according to the structure of the LMS. Every organization has its own corporate standards and training requirements, and, ideally, an LMS should accommodate and cater to the training needs of the organization, and not vice versa. Therefore, it is necessary to customize LMS to provide the best training framework for organizations. Here are some aspects that you need to keep in mind when going in for customization of open source LMS. To set up the learning management system, the organization needs to be specific about the training and learning needs of their employees. This should be well documented after consulting key stakeholders, that is, administrators, managers, end users, IT personnel, and SMEs. Remember that customization should be a one-time effort. Time and resources cannot be spent again and again for implementing major changes. Therefore, involve all key stakeholders to evolve a system that best caters to your needs. Here are 10 areas that require customizing in an LMS, such as Moodle. This guide will help you tailor your LMS as per your needs. LMS themes can be customized to match the look and feel of your company's website. You can give reference and standards of your website to the service provider customizing your LMS. Having LMS similar to your website will help end users navigate through it easily. Many default features provided in the LMS may not be necessary for your training needs. In this case, it is a best practice to disable the features that are not used and retain only the essential features. This declutters the user interface, making course navigation simple and easy. You can also avail of additional plugins that you might find useful and get them installed into your open source LMS. You can change the default options based on your training structures and needs of your users. The structure can be standardized at the time of creating a course or when setting up the LMS as a one-time activity. You don't need to change these settings again. This will not only save you time, but also ensures that uniform standards are followed across the organization. Every LMS has default roles for LMS users. However, organizations may require creating new roles or modifying default roles to make it relevant to their business situation. For example, Moodle has roles such as student, teacher, etc. But in corporate sectors, these roles are not applicable. Therefore, based on your organizations, you can create any number of roles and give access rights accordingly. The Learning Management System provides certain default user profile fields. They may be relevant and adequate for your organization, or you might want to modify certain fields to better relate to your organizational situation. You can remove, edit, or even add new profile fields. Designing custom profile fields as per your organizational and training requirement helps you filter training reports as per the fields. You have the option to create a new page from scratch or modify the options provided in the default template as per your requirement or user feedback. The criterion of the course catalog design is a user-friendly interface. This can be designed based on your training programs, courses, and proficiency levels. The dashboard should provide access to any of the LMS pages, with a minimum number of clicks, requiring some amount of customizing for the LMS dashboard. For example, you can add shortcuts, quick links for accessing a particular page. You can also display the assigned courses and the quick view buttons in the dashboard itself. LMS has a provision for generating several reports. Apart from the standardized reports, one can also generate customized reports to suit the training needs of an organization. So you can ask your service provider to create specific report generators that address the requirements of your organization. You can create customized templates for evaluation with tailor-made questions in the evaluation form to obtain learners' feedback about a course. Similarly, you can give certificates to all users who have successfully completed the course. This can be done by customizing the default certificate to match your official training certificate. The default help page and user manuals may not be useful or adequate for your users. Therefore, you need to create your own help page and user manuals. This should have information based on the features available in the LMS and the screenshots of the LMS to help users to quickly understand instructions. These are some of the important areas you need to consider when you are looking to customize an open source LMS. This customization is a one-time investment, so you need to list down all the requirements and share it with the service provider before customization. Open source LMS provides good options in terms of costs, flexibility, and scalability. Customization ensures the LMS best caters to an organization's requirement. Understand the key areas that need to be customized to get the best fit. To read articles on similar topics, please visit blog.comlabindia.com. Thank you.